Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Hardcore. In the previous episode we built this beautiful pond along with this magnificent willow tree where the students can come sit and relax. However, it did bring into question their living conditions as they are still living in some drafty mud and wooden huts. So I went to the board of directors and I got permission to build a beautiful new housing unit for the students, as well as a storage unit and a shopping emporium where the graduates will be able to display their wares and do some shopping of their own. And with that in mind, it's time to get busy because today we have a lot of building to do. So without any further ado, let's get going on building these villages some beautiful new houses. And with that, the villager housing units are complete along with some serious security, as you can see. Just a few more finishing touches to be done on the inside and the villagers will be able to start moving in. So let's get busy putting those final touches on the inside, which will allow the villagers to move into these beautiful, modern and very fancy new homes. So each villager will receive an end table where they can store their most prized possessions, as well as a flower, just to bring some life into the place. So let's just put these flower pots down here. And then we'll offer them a selection of the most gorgeous flowers and trees. Let's just change this one, that's looking a little bit drab. We'll get some more color in there. I think let's go for a yellow flower. And with that, the bottom bunks are done, so let's go upstairs and put in a little bit more decoration. So I'm actually running short on barrels, so only 2 of these lucky fellas are going to have their own storage compartments, but they're both getting a flower as well. So this one gets a tree and this one gets a cornflower. And with that done, it means we can start demolishing these old wood and clay huts that they've been living in until now. So let's get busy. We're gonna take down the first one and then we're gonna move around that village, just taking down all of the others as well. So let's start off with this one. And that is the first one taken care of. So let's gather up all of these materials. As at RexCorp, we have a motto: waste not, want not. And moving on to the second house, this one is made out of wood, so we can gather up a lot of valuable resources here. Time to take down houses number 3 and 4. And then lastly, we'll just fill in this massive hole we've created here. After all, we wouldn't want our valuable RexCorp employees to get injured. And with that done, it's time to turn our attention to this area right here, because this is where we'll be building our storage unit. And the first thing we need to do is fill up this wall. Now I hope that Iron Golem will get out of there before we get this filled up, otherwise he'll be spending a long time trapped in the walls. So let's just fill this up with some dirt. And then we're going to build a brick wall. After all, it needs to be sturdy and durable. And with a brick wall done, I think we need to just remove some of these bricks and add in some regular stone, just to give it a bit of variation and a little bit of texture. Next up, we're adding a few stairs in here, just so the villagers can have an easier time getting to the storage unit as well as their houses. So there we go, a little bit of brick stairs, and we'll mix in some stone stairs as well. Let's just pop those in there. And then we need to look at the rest of the courtyard. So I've decided to replace the stone stairs with some birch stairs, just to bring in a little bit of color differentiation and a little bit of light, because all of the stone was just starting to feel a bit drab and heavy. And we might be replacing that wall as well pretty soon, but first let's turn our attention to the wall. So we're going to be adding some water features to the area, just to bring in a little bit of variation and a little bit of life. So we're starting off with some quartz stairs at the bottom. We're going to dig out this upside down stone stair over there, and we'll be replacing that with a quartz stair as well, just to bring in a little bit more color. And then of course we're adding the water, and I think that is looking rather grand. So we're going to be repeating this just 2 more times along the bottom of this wall. So out comes the stone, in goes the quartz, and let's just grab some water over here. And there we go, we have fountain number 2. I think that's looking rather splendid. So let's continue and add in fountain number 3. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, and it goes right here. So let's dig out this block, add in our quartz stair, and then grab the block and get some more water. And with this wall should be done. And that is looking very good indeed. Now, I was thinking that the top of the wall could use a little bit more variation. So I'm going to replace the stone on the top layer with some white concrete powder. And yes, that is looking brilliant. So let's just gather up all of the stone we've knocked out, and then we can get to work on the other 2 walls. And we've leveled out the ground, completed the other 2 walls, and we are installing the final fountain. So let's just get rid of these blocks, place some upside down stairs, and get some concrete in the right place, not over there. And then we're just going to grab some water and complete the final fountain. There we go, and everything is ready for us to start building our storage facility. And I think I'm going to do that in the same style as the housing units up there. So, without any further ado, let's get busy and build a storage unit. And there we go, the storage unit is complete, and finally we can move all of our items out of our tiny little house downstairs and into these many chests over here. As you can see, it is looking rather lovely, all clean, neat and modern. And with that done, we are almost ready to move on to the last part of our build today. But before that happens, we need to gather a few resources. So here we go with a resource gathering montage. And the first item on our list is some spruce trees harvested from Rex Corp's responsible spruce plantation. We're going to need quite a few of these because there are a lot of wood that needs to go into this build. So let's get some spruce. Next up, we're gonna need some organic homegrown leaves, sourced responsibly from the Rex Corp plantation once again. Let's just get up on this block and harvest some more of these leaves. One more. There we go. Then of course we will need some mangrove wood. Now first thing we need to do is just get rid of some of these mangrove roots, which is always a pain. But with that done, we can get to the good stuff, which is of course these beautiful mangrove logs. And even though they are a pain to harvest, they really are worth it. So let's just grab a few more. Next up, we will need some bees. So let's see if we can get this guy. Yeah, he's gone into the hive, so let's grab that. And then we'll just build a quick automatic little starter bee farm here, just so we can get a few more honeycomb and some honey blocks. Once we have the honeycomb, we can build more bee houses and then increase the size of our bee farm. And lastly, we're going to be needing a lot of sand, as well as a lot of gravel. So let's just gather all of this up, and then we can make a ton of white concrete powder, which we will turn into a ton of white concrete. And finally, we need some dark oak. And with all of these things gathered, we can finally get building on the biggest build of this episode, the Emporium. And finally, ladies and gents, the Emporium is complete. And this is where all of the graduates from the academy will come to sell their wares. And I think it is looking absolutely spectacular. And with this done, we are pretty much done with today's upgrades. You can see we still have some cows down there, but we'll take care of that in the next episode. And as you can see, the emporium is ready to receive its first batch of workers. And the top layer is completed as well, ready to receive a bunch of newly minted librarians. It is day 437 and we have done a lot of building today. And I think this village is coming along really well. But that is unfortunately all we have time for in this episode. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you did, and if you want to see some more, hit that subscribe button. But this is Fungusaurus Rex saying, until next time beautiful people, stay awesome. Bye bye.